Covering the world of professional poker.
From the people who know it best.
Gavin Smith.
This man sounds as though he does not fully comprehend everything that he hears.
Joe Seabach.
Like he literally walked in, and then he walked right back out.
Yeah.
Ollie Nugent.
Kessler would take the longest to make the call.
PokerRoad Radio. Brought to you by the World Poker Tour.
Welcome, everyone, to another fun-filled and exciting edition of PokerRoad Radio with special guest host, Yukon Brad Booth. Let me start the show off by saying our good friend Yukon is slightly inebriated. He has had a few.
No, I'm not inebriated. I've just been a little bit overserved. And when they pour 2-ounce drinks here, it's easy to get that way.
Right.
Oh, 2 ounces, I guess a healthier
But he has
pour.
reason. He has reason.
I have reason.
You have reason? Everyone else has reason as well? What's the deal? What happened? Why does everyone have a reason to drown sorrows right now?
Joe mentioned something about 400K versus 5-6. I can't be too far behind.
So I have much less reason to be upset, obviously, because I'm still in the tournament. I heard that Brad took a couple pretty brutal bitch slaps.
Well, we'll get to all of that good stuff. Let me tell you what else we got coming up on today's show. Before we do, however, we're going to recap day 3. Day 4? Day 3.
Day 4.
It's all a blur at this
4.
point. And this feels like a gratuitous middle day we're going to have between today and the final table, to be honest with you, since we're going to play down from 12 to 6. We've got 12 players left. Day 4 just completed. Of course, our good man Siebes, the Cublet in the hunt. 1.4 million in front of them. We'll talk about that. We also got some poker news involving the 60-minute story that was supposed to be aired. We're going to play a little How Much Would It Take?
Yeah.
We're going to do some emails and voicemails, and we're going to have an interview with Good to See You himself, Andrew Roble. Let us get to the whole premise of let's have a couple of cocktails. Bradley, Joe, what is going on?
Go ahead, Joe.
I don't know. You go ahead, because I feel like a dickhead complaining when you have got knocked out of the tournament.
Oh, that's
so
okay.
you do your thing first.
We can all say fuck my life, but listen, it's today was a bit of a rough day. I came in the day with 616,000. If we're going to talk about poker for a sec, it was a little bit sick. I played okay the first level, and then I took back-to-back 2 outs, 6 outs. Walk of shame. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Wow.
But that's okay. No, that's not okay.
But you were
That's bad.
You were monster favorites in both.
You know what? I'm really hungry. I'm ready to play, and the fact that I'm back in my own home, so to speak, I'm so hungry and ready to play poker that I was playing good all tournament. I recognize I made one mistake during the tournament, and that was calling with Ace Queen versus Ace King. Aside from that, I'm very proud of the way I played. Even though I got two outed. I recognize the turn card had hit them on a King-King-10 flop with a deuce on the turn where I just called, where I had King-9. The next hand, the flop was King-King-Queen. I have King-9 again of clubs. And the turn is an 8. He fires the flop. He fires the turn. He fires the river. I just call, which is kind of sick because he had pocket 8s and making 8s full.
Wow, God, that's sick.
But then my final hand was a hand where a shorter stack of 220,000. I'm not sure of his first name, but I think his last name is Levy.
Adam.
Ruthless. Adam Levy.
Yeah, Ruthless. And he makes it 35,000, so I call with the old 6-8 of clubs, or 6-8 offsuit, I mean. And the flop comes deuce 6-9, which is a very big hand in the Yukon. So I decide. So what I do, I decide to check, and I said if he bets under $40,000, I'm going to raise them all in because I know he's got Ace Queen or Ace King at this point. So I check. He bets 38,000. I push them all in 150,000 more. He snap calls me. So I automatically think, fuck my life. I obviously am drawing very, 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 very slim. But he decided to show me the Ace Jack of Spades.
He snap. Wow.
Snap called faster than you can click.
Are you kidding me?
Faster than you can click on the internet. So.
Wow.
Moral of the story is the Jack comes on the turn and I take the walk of shame. But. So with all those bad beats said, it hurts, but I feel okay. So I decided to improve my life and go to the cash games, where I decided to get it all in for 6,000 on a Queen King 8 board versus pocket 8s and Yukon Brad holding pocket queens. I said, do you want to make a deal? Because my cash isn't as good as it used to be. So I thought, you know what, if we can run it twice here, then and I can save on variance, this would be a good idea.
Hold on.
Little behold. You cannot run it twice in a 10-20 game. This is fuck my life where it is nowadays. So the dealer says you can't run it twice. So I say to the guy, do you want to make a deal of some sort other than that? He says yes. I'll give you $100 back. I said,
wait, you had 2 8s and he had 2 queens?
No, I had 2 queens.
You had 2 queens, so you literally have him drawing to 1 out.
Wow, that is such a good read, Ali. So,
but I don't understand why you're trying to make a deal with a guy who's got 1 out.
Because when you go from X amount of dollars in your pocket where $10,000 and $20,000 and $50,000 pots mean nothing, to being back to the grind and going to work and trying to improve your lifestyle to where it used to be, you need to try to minimize your variance as best as you can. So I offered the gentleman a deal. The dealer says, no, you can't run it twice. And this polite gentleman decided to say, hey, I'll give you $100 back.
Wow, he may as well have dick slapped you.
So I said, run it. Boom! Off rolls the 8-ball, and Yukon Brad is drawn to 1 out. And I said,
shitting me?
Fuck my life. Before I used to say life is good. Now I say, fuck my life.
You should change your screen name.
Yeah, I can't do that because I play on full tilt and full tilt only. Listen. So that is how my Friday night has been. But I do need to talk about Yellowtail. I had a really good dinner, and I believe I got overserved there at the bar. But the tuna there is excellent.
Yeah.
Here at the Bellagio.
I haven't eaten there yet. It is good. Is it better than the old place?
Oh, fuck, it's good. Joe,
Are they open?
Oh, I gotta go there.
Are they open?
Joe's got a text coming. Yes, they're open until
I'll tell you what,
2
we can go reload and have some
I
more
vote for
sushi.
some after show sushi.
I vote for that.
Colorado beef burger
Definitely.
with bacon and cheese.
Not the Colorado beef burger. That is not what we're doing.
Who said that?
Look at Brad. Let me just
complicated.
explain to you what happened. Brad Booth started looking around the room.
Wow.
Trying to find the demon in his headphones there.
Oh, my God.
That is Shronkleton at the controls over there. He's got all kinds of little
Wow.
soundbite goodies, so be ready for that.
I drank. Oh, wow. I drank mushroom tea once about 10 years ago, and it's all coming back. Thank you for that.
Joseph, what happened to you today, my friend? You were a little bit perturbed.
Man.
We were ready to start the show after playing.
My
you were
day-
off on the phone, and you were angry.
My day was a blur. I came in great chips, about 1.1 million. I finished up with 1.47. So I mean, I guess I probably shouldn't. You know, obviously Brad here, our boy, got knocked out, and I happened to pick up 300,000. So I probably shouldn't be too upset. But it was a rough day, man. It was a really rough day and a great day at the same time. I mean, I got into first thing I sat down, got a huge pot with Andrew Roble, who's coming on here in a little bit, where I had 2 queens against his ace queen, and he ended up making a 4-liner flush on me when he had the queen of hearts. I had him all in, so I had him out of the tournament. So got down there, then moved tables, and had the most amazing hand in the history of hands. I don't even know what this was all about. This was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this.
Better be good, because that's a bold claim.
At this point in a tournament, I've never seen anything like this before.
Is this worse than somebody calling it off with ace jack?
It's so much worse. It's unbelievable. So talented, very aggressive internet guy brings it in. I believe he raised to 32,000.
What's his name?
I don't know his name. This
TVAIG.
is the one. I think it was the Johannes.
Johannes Van Til, Busto Soon online.
Yeah, Johannes Van Til.
Wow, that was pretty strong research there,
Yeah.
Court.
And they're down to 12
Right.
people. You can kind of figure out who people are.
You can kind of figure out who people are.
He brings it in to about 32. Then very, very nice gentleman. Not the best poker player in the world. Decides to this guy been playing tons of pots, just really wanting to go broke. It really seemed like he makes it about 95,000, so he pops it way up.
How many players were left at this point?
28.
And this guy wanted to go broke? I mean,
I don't know.
Wasn't he trying?
It's not that he wanted to go broke, but sometimes you get that feeling, especially when you get deep in these tournaments, it gets very, very tense. And if you're not used to playing this, it actually can be pretty uncomfortable. So I don't think he was trying to go broke, but I think he was just in a spot where the tension was getting to him a little bit.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen people like that, Brad, right? Where they're just, it's not that they want to go broke, but they're just having a hard time.
Even though even though I'm drunk, my chips are sober.
I don't. Anyways, this guy makes a 95. I'm in the big blind, and I have 2 queens, right? So I want to make a raise. Obviously, I'm going to make a raise at this point. My issue is this: the gentleman who doesn't play poker professionally has about 350 behind.
Okay.
So he's got something like 440 total.
Okay.
The other player, Johannes, I guess his name is, has a lot of chips behind. He's probably got $1 million, something like that, maybe 900,000. So I don't want to make a raise such that Johannes gets it in his head that I'm trying to isolate this guy who doesn't play that well.
You want to make it look legit.
Right, which could very well have happened given the spot. It was such an obvious place for me to squeeze and just try to play heads up with this guy.
Got it.
So instead of, making it whatever, 250, whatever you're going to make it, I decide, okay, well, I'm going to let Johannes know I'm playing this hand. So if he wants to play, he's playing for all of his chips. So I make it 400,000. Huge, huge, huge raise. rolls over to Janice. He folds, and then the other gentleman sits and probably for 5 minutes thinks, goes back and forth, talks for a while, says, all kinds of stuff, trying to figure out if he should call. He brings up Barry at one point, talking about ace on the river. He said, I can't be that far behind. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. So he gets into all this stuff, back and forth, and finally he just says, okay, I can't be that far behind. I got to call.
5-6.
And I go, okay. I turn up my queens, and he turns up 5-6 of diamonds. So he calls off. 400,000 with 5-6 of diamonds is the most. I don't even know. It's so bizarre. I don't even know what to say.
Now, in the past, this is the part you tell me the flop came deuce 3-4 of diamonds.
Yeah, no. Luckily for me, it came king queen deuce. So I pretty much flopped him dead. To run a runner, but the deuce paired and he was out on the turn. So that happened in my day, and I was stoked. And from that point, I just took off.
What did the rest of the players at the table look at you like? Did they just hate you after you got that gift?
Well, yeah, because I was already the chip leader.
Oh.
And I was.
They must have
Joe.
been so pissed.
Yeah, for most of the day. From that point, I really took off, got moved to a table with Elke and Michael D. McKelly. So that was a real tough spot to be in. They both play a lot of pots. They bring it in.
Michael. Michael's that douchebag that was really rude to Scott. Scotty Wynn.
Yeah,
God, he was rude.
Yeah.
Damn that Michael.
For those who
guy.
can't detect the sarcasm in Brad's voice, it's there.
Right. So then, I really took off. I got up to a high of about 2.4 when I don't think, I think the second place person had probably 1.8 maybe. But then I had the last, hour and a half, I had several really, really tough hands. I had ace-queen versus ace-king when an ace flopped. Lost a ton of chips there, like 500,000. And then I lost another pot to Elke when I had second pair, and he had checked it when he'd hit his ace. So I'm pretty frustrated. I've got 1.47, but as is life in poker tournaments, it's difficult to make that turn back to just living in the moment, knowing the chips you have when you had so much more, and you feel like you could be in such a better spot. But in reality, I'm actually doing just fine. And,
you're poised to get there, but remember. Come on, PokerRoad, make a final table.
That's true.
Come on, PokerRoad, make a final table. I love it.
But not when you're
if
out
I
of the
made the
tournament.
final table, I was wearing PokerRoad because I love PokerRoad. God, Joe, you had a really bad day, bro. I feel so bad. Man.
I know. Stop. That's what I said. That's why I felt like such a dick. I didn't even want to say anything.
But I feel your pain.
But he's being honest, and we've all been down that road. I still can't believe you tried to make a deal with the guy who had one out. That's ridiculous.
Well, it looked like it was a good deal now, huh?
I guess the best part is that the guy offered him $100 fucking dollars.
Oh, trust me. I rubbed that in for the next 3 rounds.
Oh, Jesus.
Till I got moved to the 25-50 table, and I tried to bluff my good friend Brian Rast.
Yeah.
And he was slow playing it because he likes me, and I'm trying to bluff through him. Anyhow, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about your day. That's awful. But you know what about this PokerRoad making the final table?
Yep.
In all honestly.
Honestly?
In all
Do you have honest
honest?
knees? Do you have honest knees?
Yes. In all honesty.
Email PokerRoadRadio@AOL.com.
That shit is messed up. I truly wish you the best, and I cannot wait to come to the final
Thank
six
you,
to
my
come
man.
root
I
you on.
appreciate it. I appreciate it a ton.
All right, now let's talk about the rest of our days. Courtney, you first. Last night to today.
Last night I didn't do much. Today I came over here, got set up. There wasn't a whole lot I needed to do. So I went and played 2.5 hours of 5-10 and profited a whopping $99. But I was actually really...
Booyah, Wayne Gretzky.
That was pretty good there.
That's how absolutely fanatical about ice hockey Canadians are.
So, but I was actually really happy with the $99 because I didn't have any hands. I didn't make any hands. I never flopped anything. That was just purely picking up pots that nobody else wanted and not getting frustrated with not making hands for 3 hours.
When you went to the cage, did you give them an extra Washington out of your pocket to round it off to a C-note?
That would be correct.
Yes, I always do that. I love doing that. I got into a little bit of action yesterday, boys and girls. Ali headed into the poker room and got involved in a little bit of 30-60 limit hold'em because, as I've been saying, the 100-200 game has been full, and then by the time I get in it, it starts to break, and the game didn't look good yet again. And the 30-60 is quite the little muffin patch. Oh, my God. I banged it again in the course of like an hour, this time for 2,200.
I swear I was watching porno. You hear what he just said? That was
Muffin
so sick.
patch, yeah. So then I head over to Pai Gow, as is customary. I've becoming slowly a pit degenerate. Schrock said something the other day to me. He's like, yeah, it's going to be like worse and worse at each stop that we go until you're like the new Theo Tran. Like that, yeah, or whatever, Foxwoods. He was saying
You're even going after the Theo Tran hairdo.
I am going after the Theo Tran hairdo.
I'll get the blue dye. I'll get the blue dye for the next
Can
stop.
I interject?
Of course.
Allie, are you playing house games?
I am playing house games.
Okay, in a very
well, no, not. I'm playing home games for poker.
That's
house
fine.
I'm minimally involving myself.
a house
minimally.
game. A house game equaling pit.
Yeah.
Meaning you're being
Minimally.
disciplined and giving yourself a 500 or an X amount of dollars budget, and that's it.
Yeah.
Per hand, 500 to 1,000 per hand.
It starts at $100 a hand. If Ali gets stuck, we can bump up to 1,000 in 3 spots.
Okay. Listen, I like you. I've been down that road.
I like you. Do you like me?
My sister, she's tied like this. Listen.
Oh, durga.
Wow, that shit is so trippy, bro. Whoa, I love this show. I want to be on every day. I don't want to be a host. I want to be like part of the show. Listen, Ali.
I won 500.
Wait, I want
you
to
know
know.
this.
Shut up and let him talk.
Okay,
I want to hear what he has to say.
About you winning 500. That's called a temporary loan, and they will charge you more than your Visa or your MasterCard do in interest. Listen, as a friend, you need to find better recreational hobbies than that. Whether it be spearmint rhino, which is kind of bad in itself.
More expensive than the pit.
No way.
And they'll never pay you that.
Definitely not more expensive.
Right.
Way more
No
expensive.
way.
Or et cetera, taking your friends out for dinner and stuff. But honestly, this pit stuff is a crack cocaine of the poker world. You need to stop that shit.
Yep.
He's right.
You know what? I've
He's right.
long maintained. Prior to working on PokerRoad, Ali never ventured into the pit because Ali never had a reason to be stuck in the middle of nowhere
You know what you have
forever.
to do?
You know that I've been there and done that?
Yeah.
I've made some really big mistakes. There was a time in my life where I had gambled at a few other properties other than Bellagio, and I had these suites that were very large and very big, and I can
And very expensive.
have limousine services and everything like that. It is not a. Just please stop, bro. You're one of my favorites.
There is
the
a
poker
reason
world.
that they give
gotta-
you all those things.
Exactly.
That's what Brad is saying.
Yeah.
It's not for free.
I'm minus 16,000 on the year. Well, now minus 14.5 because I've defeated them for 1,500 here. And that's pretty much where I'm at on the year. And I'm okay.
I mean, that's not so bad. Just be careful because it really is the crack cocaine of gambling.
I understand.
Love you.
So far, Ali is up 7,500K on the trip. Now, if you want to know about real crack cocaine, I was hanging out. Poker players. No, yeah, I was hanging out on the strip and I purchased some. The Bellagio, this like the main little corridor that goes to the main tower and has the craps on one side and like the high limit blackjack privé club on the other side. There is no shortage of poker players floating through that area on any given night, playing craps, playing blackjack.
TJ Cloutier.
Well, that would be craps, but I haven't seen them. I walk into Salon Privé or whatever, and I see Brandon Cantu and Lane Flack involved in a battle of wills with the casino at a very festive table, betting roughly $2,000 to $4,000 a hand on blackjack.
That's surprising for Brandon.
It was a little
he's been
surprising.
playing.
He was tipsy. He told me he's lost over a couple $100,000 in the pit.
I truly have zero comment on any of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was shocked, to tell you the truth, myself, but he was with Lane, so then I wasn't shocked. And then they ran, I guess, 1,000 into about 25,000 and cashed out. But the real story was the guy next to them who was betting 40,000 a hand.
Wow.
And he was losing a lot. And every hand, it was fuck and bang the table, and like it was making me really uncomfortable. Like I thought he was going to punch a dealer. And they were all too happy to allow him to behave this way.
Yeah, he's dropping how many spots he was
dropping.
playing.
He was
They're
three
more
spots.
than happy to let
He's
him do that.
betting the
running
average salary for most Americans per hand.
Yeah, he was. And
or
it was
above
really,
average. 40,000 is probably well above average.
It was super uncomfortable. So Brandon was playing, and they forbade Lane because they considered him a black cat to come near the table when they were running back. So he had to go sit down. I was sitting down with Lane, and in comes Phil Hellmuth. And Phil Hellmuth, of course, name drops about having been at Tao. Everyone had been at Tao that night. And, guess who was there? Michael Phelps, of course.
He's our
over
enemy.
at Tao.
He's our enemy.
And he starts talking about let's go to the Rhino. Lane saying let's go to the Rhino. And I'm like, you know what? I don't do that, guys. I'm not into the strip club thing. I'm just not. And Phil Hellmuth looks up at me and goes, that's because you're gay.
Really?
Phil Hellmuth looks up at me and said, and it was all I could do to contain myself because Lane had just told me a story about the first time they tried to get Ted Forrest and him tried to get Phil Hellmuth to go to the Rhino. And Phil goes, hold on, I have to call my wife. And I was like, I'm not going to put him on blast. I'm not going to say anything.
Funny.
But I did turn to Phil and say, Phil, one line item on my resume is more impressive than your whole dossier, your whole lifetime. So let's not go there. Let's not go there. Also, Phil Ivey rolled in around 5:30 in the morning and ended up at the cage. Looked like
What
he had
about
come back from the
Ivey?
Rhino,
Yep.
having fun. And I found out that apparently when we were supposed to be getting the interview with Michael Phelps, boys, he was out to dinner with one Liz Lou.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah? You found this out first, Joe? Is that
Well, I know Liz, yeah.
And she told you she was out to dinner with him?
They had dinner.
It's
Wow.
okay to have
Correct.
friends in this world.
Wow. Well, he friends would be better to make of Poker Road than enemies, that's for sure. He is now out of town, apparently, so he's not going to be coming on the show at
I
this
don't
time.
want him on the show anymore.
But if
Why?
I find him,
Because he stiffed us. He was going to come on, and then he didn't show up.
But that's not a bad thing. You have to understand. Sometimes people get busy.
He
and-
could
and-
call.
no, I texted him. I called. All he had to do was text.
He could call.
But sometimes people get caught up in their own in their own sort of things, and it's not to belittle Poker Road by any means. I was out with Michael the other day myself at the Palms. We had a couple of drinks. This guy is genuine. He is very well respected, and I think it was just maybe a matter of not irresponsible.
A matter of Liz Lou over us.
Not irresponsible. Maybe he just had certain things to do that he didn't quite see how huge Poker Road is.
Exactly.
right.
Had he had known that 14 gold medals was nothing compared to Poker Road Radio,
Exactly.
he would have been here.
Thank
Right.
you.
But he's new to the poker world in popularity.
Will you tell him how
Yeah.
big we are when you next talk
Have
to
a
him?
conversation with the
100%.
young man and let him know just how large a mistake he made.
I will text him right
All right,
after this.
wonderful.
Gorgeous.
I will send us to a break. When we come back, I'll get to some of the chip leaders and notable eliminations, along with some forum news, some poker news, a little how much would it take, and of course emails and B-mails. Enjoy this. This is a song that was sent in by, I believe, Corey from San Diego, one of our loyal listeners, as we send it to break.
Ultimate butt. Seems like every day I'm laughing till it hurts. Now tonight I'm sporting my awesome t-shirt from Poker Road Radio. Everybody come on down and turn up the show. It's Poker Road Radio. We're bound to have a real good time with the son of
Barry Greenstein.
From the shores of Lake Bellagio, the place is more exotic. I get a kick when Joe exclaims that that is idiotic. It's hard to cross the border.
Hey, Internet poker players, how'd you like to shake the rake? All online poker sites charge a large fee to play at their tables, but now the secret on how to get most of it back is out. It's called RakeFreeze.com. Simply visit RakeFreeze.com, sign up for the poker site you want to play at, and get a large percentage of the rake pay returned directly back into your poker account. Plus, you're still eligible for those lucrative sign-up bonuses. Keep more of your money and put a chill on the rake at RakeFreeze.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Fossilman Raymer, 2004 World Series of Poker champion, and I'm a member of the Poker Players Alliance. Poker is not a crime, and to keep it legal, the only safe bet is to join the PPA. The Poker Players Alliance is committed to defending the rights of all poker players. More than 1 million of us nationwide have already joined the PPA. So what are you waiting for? The PPA needs your help to strengthen our voice. By joining the PPA, you can send a message to politicians that poker players are a political force and that we're here to stay. So just go to www.joinppa.org today and fight to defend poker.
It's hard to cross the border when they think you smuggle pot. We all love the Connecticut woods with the man chuck it, Pequot.
What the fuck is this?
Welcome back for more Poker Road Radio. That's I
Hello,
think it's
Canada.
I think it's Corey from San Diego.
How do I get this? I don't.
Oh well,
This
you know.
is sick. How do I get this?
Oh, buddy.
I've never smuggled drugs across the border.
No, I'm serious. Did they email this in? Is that what happened?
Yeah, one of our
Can
one of our
someone forward it
fans
to me, please?
emailed us in.
Okay.
I will forward it to you.
That's amazing. Whoever did that is amazing. I love this person.
Okay.
That was amazing.
All right. Here we go. Let's talk about the tournament real quick. I neglected to do so in the first segment. Bertrand, Gross, Pellier, Elke. Come on, Poker Road. Make a final table. 2.5 $1.039 million in chips.
Not only that, dude, Mike is still in there.
D. McKelly, 4th in chips, $1.7 million. Siebes, you're at 1.47 in 6th. Nanad Medic, 1.43 right behind you.
Who was basically out of the tournament at one point.
Yeah, he was down to like 100,000, and he rallied like no other. Nam Lee still in the hunt. Andrew Roble right behind him. Mike Wattell, Jimmy Tran, and Adam Ruthless Levy rounding out the field. Names I didn't mention, Odie Darden in 2nd with just under $2 million. William Meats, who was playing the giant $1 million pots.
Right.
He's trending downward, and 610,000 is the amount. He's in 3rd. And Olaf Prince von Saxon, I don't freaking know. He's 5th in chips, $1.6 million.
Fuck my life, Booth in 22nd.
12 players remaining, $4,000 ante, prize pool $5.3 million, current blinds 15 and 30,000. That is where we're at. And there was a little tidbit that BJ apparently discovered, Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Your table
Yeah.
played 142 hands.
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous.
Table 2,
Yeah, I know.
93 hands.
I know. It's insane.
More than a 50% difference between the two tables, and BJ's never seen a discrepancy that big since doing hand-for-hand coverage of the final
Well,
two
you know what it is too. I think that our table had the much higher concentration of professional players. Like everybody knew what they wanted to do.
Right.
You know, nobody fucked around. Nobody sat and hemmed and hawed over hands that they weren't going to play.
Right.
You know, nobody went Hollywood. People just played their hands. It was boom, 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 boom. Hands moved along. You know, and I think that was the reason for the discrepancy. You know, but I would like to wipe away the last 40 hands or so, because that's where I lost most of my chips.
Oh, stop
Hey-o!
it. Moving to forum news.
Hey-o!
A couple of different things happening out there. One, 50K heads-up challenge has been issued in the Red Pro discussion forum. Hold on, Brad just
Brad, do you know
up here.
about? Hold on. Do you know about our Red Pro discussion forum?
I know nothing.
You need to go. Okay, this is what you need to go to PokerRoad.
But if it requires reading, I need an assistant.
It's very, very little reading. Click on forums, and we've created a forum where only professional poker players can post.
On PokerRoad Radio?
PokerRoad.com.
On PokerRoad.com.
PokerRoad.com. Check it out.
It's true. It's true.
Well, listen, here's what's happening. Durr has issued a 50K heads-up challenge. He wanted to go 300 big blinds deep in a best 3 out of 5. Apparently, the pros are saying let's do 200 big blinds in a best 2 out of 3, and he's trying to put together a field of people to get this done. I actually saw him this morning. I went to the spa. Didn't end up going to bed. And at about 8 a.m., he was in there going for a jog, coming off a $529,000 win last night playing online. And he wanted to tinker himself out so he could get to bed and wake up and do whatever it is that Durr does all day long once he's no longer in the event. Other thing that was happening, Siebes, people are getting on you for the King-Queen ship it against Ace-Jack.
Yeah, they're wrong. I'm very fine with that play.
Yeah.
I believe King-Queen offsuit did not lose one time except during late tournament time versus Aces.
I'm very, very fine with that play.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Is this the forums people are saying that's wrong?
Yeah, well, I mean, just a few people, not everybody. I mean, the situation was
I just don't agree with them. You know, I mean, it'd be nice if, you know, if poker existed in a vacuum and it was just like, yo, this is Ace-Jack, this is King-Queen, this is the way that it goes. But it's not like that. You know, you play the situation. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Yeah, here's the situation. It's time for some poker news.
Bringing you the biggest stories. Or, well, whatever we could find 10 minutes before the show. Poker news!
First things first, the Razor, John Fan.
Excuse me, you found me 10 minutes before the show.
So, yeah, you are actually something that happened longer than 10 minutes before the show. Thank you for making that point. John the Razor Fan is signed with Full Tilt Poker, Brad, joining you and I as one of the red accounts on Full Tilt. It's kind of a big news, I guess, huh?
It is big news. The spirit of John Pham is very unique in itself. John Pham is this Vietnamese...
You mean John Fan you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, in a very polite way. John Pham. Listen, this guy has like this spirit about him. Like, he will walk into a room and my aces will turn into deuce 7 if he's involved in the hand. I called him down once with king high.
Yeah. And
I won the pot, but that's like the highlight of my hand history collective. That's a very big word in the Yukon. Against him. Every other hand he's won. I won one hand versus his 37 hands.
All right. 60 minutes, not 37 hands. Story bumped. The one about the November 9. And it's apparently bumped to take place during the actual final table play. This is according to John Caldwell at Poker News.
Yeah.
Rumors were circulating that the piece had been bumped. And apparently, the airing of the segment will literally occur if the new word being spread is correct, right during the middle of the resumption of the World Series of Poker
This
final
is
table.
the APUB stuff, right?
Yes. As the field is trimmed down from 9 players to 2. However, industry watchers are also wondering, given that it's the first Sunday after the presidential election, if the November 9 air date will stay solid. Because clearly there could be a lot of preempting with presidential news, recounts, police jobs, whatever the case may be. All right, let us go to a little bit of email and play the intro for him.
Now who the hell is this? Emailing me at 11:26. Send me an email with all the details.
You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got.
Indeed, we do have mail, some of it coming from Brian Lipinski, who writes in, hey guys, you really don't want Michael Phelps to drive the RV. He got a DUI in 2004 while he was 19, no less. Plus, here at the University of Michigan, which is where he went, there are a lot of tales about his douchebaggery. Wow. You guys are just the latest victims. Anyway, good luck in the rest of the tournament, Siebes. Brian Lipinski.
Brian Lipinski, you can suck it. Because Michael Phelps is all right. Listen, we all make mistakes in our life, and sure, you got a DIU or a DUI, depending on how much you've been drinking.
You mean the kind of thing you'd get if you just got behind the wheel right now?
Right, I'd get an overserved ticket. But listen.
I think they'd probably give you one for walking in the parking lot right now.
Just because you make mistakes doesn't equal douchebagness. I mean, just because you miss a show doesn't equal douchebagness. So Michael Phelps is all right in my book, and it should be in the rest of others.
Right on. All right, we got one more email before I go to a collection of voicemails. Ryan Spraggins, apparently, for all of you out there who are questioning whether or not sending emails to Full Tilt would successfully yield rakeback. He did it, and he got an email back that said he's been selected as part of a group of people who are going to get rakeback and go to some website, and you're good to go. So that was the email that he got. He pasted it. It's in the forums. Go look it up, find it, and let's play the first of 3 delicious voicemails.
Gosh, I'm extremely hurt now. I leave you a voicemail message, and what do? You diss me and sound like a curmudgeon old man. Okay, well, curmudgeon part's right, but I'm not old. Thanks, feedback. I guess I can't expect any much more than a Cubs fan. Go White Sox.
Ouch.
Ooh, below the belt.
Ouch.
That's the guy, remember, he was like, there, you got a damn voicemail.
Yeah.
And then, like, hung up.
Whatever, he's a Sox fan, he's a moron.
Yeah, but he won't identify himself.
Of course not, he's a Sox fan. I wouldn't want to identify myself if I was a Sox fan either.
Shame associated with the South Side. All right, next voicemail.
What's up, guys? This is Andy calling from Connecticut. I got 2 questions. My first question is for Ali, and that is, do you wax your eyebrows? Seriously, man. What is with those brows? I've never seen such perfection before, except on a woman.
I can answer this for Ali.
Hang on, second question.
Can I get a free T-shirt for calling into the show?
I'll answer both those questions for you. I love you. I hate that noise. But listen, all Persians wax their eyebrows, and they also wear necklaces so they know where to stop when they're shaving. and part 2 to your thing, Poker Road is going to send you 4 shirts for you and 3 friends.
No, Shirt Road. Poker Road doesn't send free shirts. Shirt Road sends free shirts.
Shirt Road is going to send you 4 shirts, 1 for you and 3 friends.
Nice. All right, last voicemail, if you would.
Hey guys, this is Adam in Connecticut. Just calling to wish Joe good luck in the end of this tournament here. Currently I'm looking at it, and he's in 4th place with 12 people left with a little over 1.9 million. And I'm just pumped for my boy Siebes, so just calling in to wish the Poker Road boys good luck.
Thank you, brother. I'm gonna try to take this thing down for the Poker Road family and for the Poker Road fans out there.
See, I wanted to cheer you up there with that last voicemail.
I appreciate the love.
There's plenty of love going through the forums, by the way. Look through the threads, believe me. Everyone is behind you.
Nice.
All right, now, usually we have fun with this. This is the time I reward you for being patient and getting through all the veggies.
One time, UConn, Brad Booth.
I bet you I could piss and fill up this entire 500 milliliter empty bottle of water.
This is easy. This
Just
is a little
one?
thing,
That's
dude.
nothing. That's not the nature of this
nothing,
game,
bro.
This is how much would it take.
I got it.
Now 4 and a quarter. 3's in the bank. Go forward. Go to bid 4. Go red 4. Go to bid 4's in the bank.
How much would it take?
Sold to UConn Brad and seat 7.
All right, let's get a little bit of festive music if we can.
This shit is on. Can I just say this shit is on right now?
Just so you guys know, my hourly rate has gone down quite some bit.
All right. Boys, I asked you both a series of questions prior to the show.
Yes.
And you answered how much it would take for each of you to complete these 5 actions. Brad, we'll start with you. How much would it take, and I'm asking you for Joe's response here, to wear a rhino hat from a gift shop at a zoo, like a rhinoceros hat, like the kind with the fat horn, the fuzzy, it's gray, the whole like endangered species proceeds, that whole deal there, with a spearmint twig in it, representing the spearmint rhino, a very popular gentleman's club here in Las Vegas, at a final table. And believe me, you would look ridiculous doing this. Now, Brad, how much would it take for Joe to do this?
I chose free because there's probably a good chance that he would get free cover charge and he enjoys the attention.
Wow.
Oh, okay. $0. That's your response, Brad.
It would not be free. And I get a lot of attention. And I am factoring this in because I'm actually already I'm already in a tournament right now where I may make the final table. And I was thinking it would really suck to wear that rhino thing at the final table.
I think it'd be cool.
So I said I needed $30,000.
Are you shitting me?
$30,000.
30 grand to wear a rhino hat?
30 grand.
I don't know. I call
thought
bullshit
it would be a
on
lot
that
higher.
one.
At a final table where you're guaranteed to make a lot more than 30 grand anyway?
30 grand, buddy. This is what I said, though.
Why not put an extra 30 ball on? I mean, like a 10 ball on it. You know what I mean? A 5 ball.
This is what I said for Mr. Yukon Brad Booth right here. I said that he would need a little bit of money, a little chunk of change, to sweeten the rhinoceros pot, if you will.
Okay.
But I didn't think it would be a ton. But I did say $20,000 you would need.
And how much, Bradley?
You know what? I don't mind the attention and the fact that these little spearmint twigs that I've just learned about. I appreciate attention, and $60 is all I have.
$60.
Yeah. Canadian.
$60.
Canadian.
I tell you what, if you next time you make a final table, you let me know. I will pay you $60, and you can wear that. Okay?
I'll do it for $60 Canadian.
Book it.
I'll wear. I just got to figure out when I'm going to make a final table.
Book it. Book it.
Now, normally we round to figures in the 500 to 1,000 range, but I will accept, because he is a guest host, $60. Joe, you were off $19,940.
This is where we say, fuck my life.
And Brad, you were off $30,000. Okay.
No. I was off to $29,940.
Total.
No.
He means cumulative.
Cumulative.
Yeah.
What?
C.
just
why am I lost?
Go to the next
question. Question 2.
Go to the next question.
Question 2. Brad is $30K off. Joe, you're $19,940 off. So you get the point for that question in the new scoring system.
What is the next question?
Next question, number 2.
Yes.
How much would it take, Joseph, for Brad to drive one of these stripper billboard trucks?
Yes.
And pass out stripper flyers for 2 hours on a Vegas day?
Now, I think right now it's beautiful in Vegas.
It is nice.
And I figured that Bradley could have some cocktails, enjoy his time out. He is a very social person.
Cocktails while driving the stripper truck?
DUI, Yukon Brad, Michael Phelps. It's not,
no, because half of it was driving and half of it was passing out the flyers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you drive it for an hour, then you could hang out, have some cocktails. I said 10,000 American dollars.
And Bradley?
Well, my hourly going rate is $500 an hour, so I said I would do it for $1,000. And I also said on here that Joey would do it for $1,000 as well, because $500 an hour is appreciating the dollar.
I said I would need $10,000.
Wow, gentlemen, you're both off by $9,000 a push. Nobody wins the point there. A push. All right, third question. How much would it take to drive the highly anticipated PokerRoad recreational vehicle, or RV, if you will, from Las Vegas to our next stop in Foxwoods, which will take, ladies and gentlemen, 41 hours. And
That's
you'll probably have to fight BJ Nemeth for the seat.
That's a really, really long time.
Bradley?
Am I answering for him or for me?
Yes, no, for Joe.
For me, you're saying how much it would cost.
Free, because he owns the show, and that's what employers do.
Wow.
He answered 0.
Now, what employers actually do is they hire other people to do shit like this, so they don't have to do it. And I would love to ride on the PokerRoad RV, but I would not like to drive it. So I said to drive it, I would do it, but I would want $40,000 to do it.
You were only off by $40,000 there, Brad. No problem.
I know this is where I'm supposed to take the walk of shame, but in all reality, the experiences I've gone through, $500 an hour is very, very, very good money.
The game's not over yet, so I might be a little closer than you. I said that Bradley would do it for a little less than me. I think he'd have a good time, and I know that his hourly wage has dropped a little recently. So what I said to him is $20,000.
Bullshit! You only said that because of answer 2, where I said my hourly rate was $500 an hour, and you're a mathematician, so you said
20,000. It says
He already answered
Let me
it.
show you, but you can't see the other answer. See, that's number 3.
He already
20,000.
answered it.
I answered a long time
Remember,
ago.
these answers came before you discussed
meanwhile
things.
holding a pen. Okay, no, number 4.
And how much, Bradley, did you say it would take?
I said $500 an hour.
Okay.
So that would be $40,500.
Wait, you said $500 an hour, so it's actually $20,500.
Yes.
Okay. So, Joe, you were off by $500. You do not get the bonus point for getting it exactly
Man,
right, but you do
so
get
close.
the point for the question. Moving forward to the 4th question. Gentlemen, how much would it take to dress up as medieval knights and perform in the illustrious medieval dinner show at the beautiful Excalibur Hotel, constructed in 1812?
Yes. I will go first. Hey.
Go.
Relax. I love you. I love you. Don't hit me.
I'm learning.
I love you. Don't hit me. I said that Bradley would do this. Again, he could have some cocktails. He could have a good time, have some new experiences, probably things he's never done before. I said he would do it for the ripe old dollar amount of $10,000.
$10,000, Bradley. How much would it indeed take for you to be the Blue Knight?
Well, in my little write-up here, I said, fuck my life, $5,000 if it takes 11 hours. I will, for every 11th hour, you will get a free hour.
10 hours at 10 times, the 11th hour free. All right, and you said,
1 year
Joe,
ago, it would have cost $11,300.
all right, so Joe, you said how much?
I said this sounds awesome.
But you
to me.
guessed 5 for Brad, and he said 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're off by 5, Joe.
And then I said that I would do this. Oh, did you already guess? How much did you guess? Did you guess? How much I would be?
How much would Joe do it
Oh,
for,
you didn't do it.
Brad?
I almost blurted out the answer like a moron.
I messed up a little bit, and I don't mean to sell you short, Joey Bear.
Yes.
But I do know you like to dress up.
Yes.
So I put $3,000 over a 6-hour period, equaling the same hourly rate.
I don't even know what any of that means. But I will tell you what I said. I would do this.
Wow.
This is awesome. I would do this for free. You would not have to pay me. I would
You said
love to do
free.
it. I could have some cocktails. I could get
This
a
is
lance.
unbelievable. The man answered free to 2 questions already, and then this is the one that you said free.
This is the one I said
Oh,
free.
you run bad, Brad.
Yeah,
you
but
run bad.
I
All
run
right.
bad because I thought he had a little bit more class in the Excalibur. No offense, but dressing up as medieval times is a little bit.
Hey, but you know what, buddy? You win the point. You win the point because you're only off by $3,000, and he was off by 5.
God,
So
no,
you
it's
are now
not so
down
good.
2-1, and as has been the trend as of late, we could potentially have a tie. No, we couldn't have a tie because somebody wins the aggregate
it's
points
dollar-
here
it's
too.
dollar amounts.
Okay. Now,
Correct.
Bradley, let me tell you where you're at aggregately speaking. You are off $82,000 in aggregate thus far. Joey, you are off 20, 33, 38,940.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for Bradley here, but this was a big one, guys.
This
was a big one.
Bring it.
How much would it take to climb the Eiffel Tower wearing a kerchief and a beret? The Eiffel Tower right here across the Fontana, outside the windows here across Lake Bellagio at the Paris Hotel, that Eiffel Tower. Okay? Kerchief, beret, climbing.
Got it.
All right? Yelling, Vive la Resistance once you get to the top.
Bradley?
How
much? No. How much do you think that I would do it for?
$2,200.
$2,200, Brad. You thought he would climb the Eiffel Tower for $2,200.
Bonjour.
Now I said
Fuck my life. I like baby pigeons.
Now I said $2,200. No, I did not. Here's the thing. I don't care about the handkerchief and the Viva la Resistance. None of that. That's fine. But I don't like. I like rock climbing, but that's kind of scary climbing up that thing. That thing is high.
It is high.
It kind of that kind of heights freaks me out. Like jumping out of planes and stuff doesn't really scare me, but that would freak me out.
Okay.
So I said I would need $40,000 because I would be scared.
$40,000.
Yeah.
37-8 off, Brad. You are not going to be awarded the aggregate points. This does not bode well for you. I think you're drawing dead right now, but let us carry on anyhow.
And now I said, for Mr. Yukon here, that he would need $20,000 because I don't think it looks fun to climb that thing.
I apparently looked at us as being equals, and I also chose fuck my life. I like baby pigeons. I'll do it for $2,200. And I am playing the quarter 50 and 10-20 these days.
So what? Now, what was your guess? 40,000.
20,000 for me.
20,000.
No. 40,000 for me is what it would cost, and 20,000.
So 17,800 off for you there. You get both the point for that question and the point for the aggregates for a total of a 5-1 defeat of our guest host, Brad Booth.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations, Bradley. I'm going to advise a higher degree of sobriety the next time you come on to play. How much would it take?
It's not about sobriety. It's about recognizing and appreciating the dollar amount. I not only reach out to the average poker player, I also look out for the below-average poker player.
All right, and we need to look out for time because we are running a little bit long, so let us send it to a quick break, and we'll be right back with Andrew. Good to see you, Roble.
Andrew, good luck.
Good to see you.
Previously on All Strategy with Negreanu, Bonomo, and Huff.
The river, like you said, is the point where there's nothing left. You know, you can't get rivered anymore. You know, there's no worry about protecting your hand. You know, it's already
super
out there.
rivered.
So it's all up to you now to either screw it up, you know, or make it the right play in making the right bet size and all these kinds of things. And I would say that if there's one mistake that amateurs make more than not, it's not understanding bet sizing and really not betting the right amounts on the river based on the read of their opponent's hand. And that's an important concept in that the amount you choose to bet on the river should somehow be directly, let's say if you're looking to get called, should be directly related to how strong you think your opponent's hand is. So if you make the nut flush on the river, it's not enough to say, oh, there's 3,000 in the pot, I should bet 2,500. Well, what do you think your opponent has? You know, does your opponent, you think he's got bottom pair? Or based on the way he played his hand, does it look like he's got a set? Well, if you think he's got a set, maybe 2,500 might get you paid off. But if you think he might call you with bottom pair, maybe a smaller bet might work. And all of this is dependent so much on your read. So this is a fascinating street to play because so much of it depends on your read of the situation, what's happened so far, and your opponent.
All Strategy. Listen and learn.
Welcome back for more PokerRoad Radio, where we are joined by a young man. And by young, I mean he's only legally been able to play in this establishment for about 1 year now, at the ripe old age of 22. Primarily known for his no-limit cash games, he's got around $300,000 in lifetime tournament cashes, obviously a little bit more than that now at this point, having made it deep in the Festa tournament. He took third in the 2008 World Series Mixed Hold'em event. He had some pretty good company, finishing first and second respectively. That was Eric Lindgren and Justin Bonomo. And he is a member of the Ship It Holla Ballas, apparently. It's Andrew. Good to see you, Roble. What's going on, my man?
Not much. I'm just, exhausted after playing all day for the past 4 days.
Yeah, right on.
Who all is part of the Ship It Holla? I know Jonathan Little.
Well, we're kind of not officially together anymore, but it was like me, Phil Galfond, who was Oh My God Quake and online,
right.
Peter Jetton, who's had a few big cashes this year, Travis Rice, and then there's like 4 or 5 other members like Mario Silvestri.
More important than who is in the Ship It Holla Ballas is what the heck is the Ship It Holla Ballas? Like, where did that even come from? How drunk were you the night you made this?
Oh, extremely wasted. But we were all good friends, and we were all 18, and we all started playing sit and goes online, and we were like the 7 or 8 high stakes sit and go pros, and we'd play together all the time online. And then we actually all came, like no one had met each other, and one weekend we came to Vegas, everyone had fake IDs, got drunk, went to the Rhino. And we all, from there on out, we became really good friends, and we started traveling around. No one was of age at the time, playing like the EPTs.
Okay.
And then our friend David Benufield, who's Raptor, he'd always be like, at the table, he'd like, harass people, and he'd be like, Ship It Holla, whenever he won the pot. And,
really? That probably wasn't...
So he was a dick, basically.
well, yeah, like he was 18 at the time, he's not like that anymore.
Right.
Wow, that couldn't have gone over very well.
So
the let's get punched in the face ballos is kind of what.
And it started as like a big joke kind of, and then it kind of spiraled out of control by like it just people were just hating on it so much. We kind of just kept it going because it was amusing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I remember on an episode of Poker After Dark that I was voicing. Barry comes over to do like an interview. I don't know if it was an exit interview or a sneak or whatever it was. And he said something like, what it do, BBB, this, that, and like ship it, holla, or I don't know if he had mentioned you guys specifically, but there's all kinds of crazy little online cyber nomenclature. I have no clue what the hell.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
And then some of the internet guys, you see them here, and then they'll be talking to like people like the dealers and the floor people.
Right.
And you see like the floor people look at them, and they're like, they have no idea what the people are talking about.
Is that even English?
I like told the guy the other day, I'm like, they have no idea what you're saying.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none.
Now, clearly you have a clue. You are pretty deep. How much did you end the day with here, Andrew?
I have just under 1.1 million.
1.1 million, and the average stack at last check was about 1.38. I'm looking here at WorldPokerTour.com, which is obviously where
now
all of
you have to understand.
Get caught up.
That Andrew and I have already discussed this, and it's like 2-1 that we're going to get heads up in this tournament because we have played more huge pots against each other.
There is a war going on.
Than anyone. It's a friendly war. It's not.
Of course, it's a competitive
war. But I mean,
war.
every time we're right next to each other. And
it's like every table change until the last one. It was either like Joe was right on my right or like he was right on my left.
Right. So it's been just brutal.
By the nature of things, we're going to play a lot of big pots.
Yep.
Well, now. Clearly, we've had discussions so far since this stop about how the stacks are fairly deep and the structure is very good, and you don't have to pull the William Meats and like play the $1 million pots 5 pots in a row or whatever.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's always. I mean, we have a lot of chips, obviously, but it always becomes a function of how much somebody bets and how much chips you have remaining. So even you can have infinity chips, but it's how it all depends on how the betting goes. So it's not like, for example, Andrew and I played a huge pot earlier where he just basically got cold decked. He had ace queen, in the small blind. I had 2 queens in the big, and it was getting in. The way that it went. We had a lot of chips, but it was just getting in.
Now is that what it's been, Andrew? Have you guys just been picking up some big hands against each other, or is there a little bit gamesmanship going on?
Well, both.
I'll tell you, I got my ass gamesmanship yesterday.
Really? What? Tell us about
hand.
some of these big hands. He talked about ace queen and queens. It's obviously more than just that.
Well, the first time is Joe opened somewhere in late position, and I re-raised him, and then he shoved all in, and I folded. And then a few hands later, we played a big pot where he tried to 3-barrel bluff me, and I ended up making top 2 pair on the river, which I wasn't going to fold.
Would you have folded if the jack didn't come? Or the queen didn't come?
Like the river card, obviously, changes my decision and everything, but you would
never fold once you hit the second pair, obviously.
I had not reached a decision if I was going to call or not until the river.
Yeah.
So would have made a decision.
Take it as it comes, right? Now, take it as it comes is something that you did from the time you were playing quarter 50-cent home games in high school to the point, now listen to this, gentlemen.
Yeah.
There was probably more wadded up 1s and 5s in his sock drawer than socks because he had like thousands of dollars. And
wow.
Tell me about this game. First off, a lot of people I know started either in high school or maybe in college in the little home games or whatever, but you got pretty serious about it pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. In my town, I'm from Okemos, Michigan, and it's kind of like the nice suburb of the capital of Lansing. And, Chris Moneymaker won the World Series, and there was all the hoopla going on. And, like 30, maybe 40 guys who were seniors and juniors in high school just started playing poker games like every day after school. And I was kind of joined in 2 or 3 months later than everyone, but there was basically like a nightly basis, we'd just rotate houses so no one's parents would get too worried. And it started off as like $5 buy-ins, and then, ended up getting kind of serious, like $50 buy-ins. We were all,
did you guys have jobs? Or?
Right. No.
It was like
playing on daddy's money.
People were going busto, going through their dad's wallet, taking a 24 buy-in and stuff like that. It was bad.
That is bad. You did
Oh, that's awesome. Now it's terrible, but awesome.
You quickly discovered online poker shortly thereafter, correct?
Well, kind of. Like, when I started playing a lot live, I was only 17. There was actually a local Indian casino that was 18 and above. So
what casino is that?
It's a Soaring Eagle casino.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
So I'd go there, and they only had limit hold'em. So I started playing like 3-6 limit hold'em, and they're like $5 a hand. So it was pretty tough to beat, but like I was still beating it.
That's sick.
And then actually when I was 17, I started playing the 10-20 limit game there, and like
that's a pretty big game.
Yeah, it was the biggest game in the casino.
For a freaking 17-year-old.
And then one day I remember I came up, and like I had like $800 on the table, and I went out to go eat lunch. And then I came back into the casino, and like the security guard looked at my ID that I had been using, which was my friend's ID, and he was like, "This is not you." I was like, "It's me." And then he like made me sign the name, and the signatures didn't match, and I was like, "Oh, go talk to the poker room manager. I'm here every day."
Right.
So he went.
That might have been a bad decision.
He went to the poker room manager, and like the poker room was like, "Oh yeah, I know Jordan," which was the name on my ID, and he's like, "Yeah, he's here every day." And then the security was like, "Look at his picture. Do you think it's him?" And
it's like a black dude in the picture. He's like, "Come on, man."
And then they were like, "Don't come back here," So I stayed away. Like it was like 3 months away from my 18th birthday, so
right.
I didn't come back until then.
Wow. So you had your 90-day hiatus,
Yeah.
and then you went back and started torching them legally.
Yeah, and then actually around like after I got banned from there, I Western Union Poker Stars some money, like $100 or something. And I remember I started playing sit and goes because like my dad would watch me play online sometimes, and I didn't want him to know I was playing for real money. So in the sit and goes, it wouldn't stay at the top. I probably shouldn't be saying this on the radio, should I? I see everyone's face, and they're like, "Oh, underage gambling."
I think it's a statute of limitations. We can't. Nobody can come after you now.
Yeah. No, you're all great.
Or they're gonna take my $5 sit and go money back.
I'm sure you won't flinch. So how did you even hear about online poker and stars and whatnot? From watching the commercials during the series and stuff on ESPN, or?
I don't really know.
You just kind of stumbled into it?
I think so. I knew some other guys who had like played online, and I'd play for play money online. I started off playing for play money.
Okay.
And I was like, "Wow, these play money players suck. Might as well try my hand at real money."
Right. The assumption being that the guys for real money would be just as bad. And did you find that to be the case?
No, actually, like at this point in time, I was like the best player in my home games, but I had no concept of bankroll management or anything. So I'd have $100 in my account and go play $1, $2 no limit. So I ended up busting my stores account many times before I learned I might want to play like $10 sit and goes.
Well, when you're paying $5 per hand in a 3-6 game and you're beating that, I suppose wiring $50 into Poker Stars at a cost of $15 looks like a reasonable endeavor as well, since that's the way you were getting money on the side. Did you ever get transfers, like start giving cash to your friends that were on the site and they would transfer into your Stars account? Or?
No, it was just like a
private degeneracy.
Like my third Western Union. At that point, I decided I was gonna
use that.
I was gonna use like I saw something on 2+2 and it was like bankroll management, have like 20 buy-ins for the game, and I was like, maybe this is why I keep going broke.
That's great. Now you also went out and sought information in places other than 2+2. I understand you were a regular at Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, I was actually like once I started playing in the home games, I got shellacked for the first month and lost basically all of my money, and I was like, like maybe there's something more to this game. So I'd actually go to Barnes & Noble after school. I couldn't afford to buy the books, so I'd just like sit by the fireplace and read the books.
But that's cool because you can't actually do that. You can just sit and read.
Yeah, that's a nice
cool.
atmosphere.
That doesn't seem like a good business model for a freaking bookstore. Like, hey, come read whatever you want and leave. We're open 16 hours a day. We have comfortable chairs and
we'll
a
put
coffee
couches
shop
out for you.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't come to my bookstore. It's gonna be pine slats. That's it. You guys, fuck that.
You can only be in it for 15 minutes at a time.
Exactly. Otherwise, the book self-destructs in your hand with the anthrax. See, there I go again with the whole
tangents. You're Mr. Tangent.
I am Mr. Tangent.
All right, though. We love you.
All right, and you are Mr. Sit and Go. You're like Mr. MTT, Sit and Go, like the whole 9 yards, or are you just Mr. Cash Game? What's the thing?
I started off playing sit and goes, and then I got into no limit cash games, and it was like, I was friends with like Tom DeWan and like Alan Sass and some of these guys. And
now, how did you meet them though, specifically? Because people just kind of say, "Oh, I was friends with them." Well, how did you guys get to know each other?
Like I said, we were all sit and go players, and then we met up. Craig Hartman, who's Irie guy in 2+2, we had this private tournament, like a $500 heads-up tournament at the Venetian. So all the sit and go players went out there, to play in it, and then we were all like 18 at the time, and we all had, $40,000 bankrolls or whatever, and we became really good friends and kind of moved up through the limits with each other.
That's so much money at 18 years old.
It is. It's
ridiculous. That's a fortune. You know what I mean? Especially you're talking about years ago, too. I mean,
well, that's a good question. I mean, do you think that it adversely affected you guys at all, just having that much money that young?
It's definitely weird, because we were all around, you know, we're still living with our friends from high school and college, you know, who were dirt broke, and we, you know, were having $1,000
and you were in the Ship and Halabala crew, and they were like, I just want to eat today.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're like, hey, Andrew, can I get 15 cents for some top ramen?
Yeah, so, you know, definitely a different way of living, you know, different reality.
And it seems like you're actually conscious of the downsides of it. I mean, have you thought about, like, what sucks about it, or are you just like, this is the greatest ever?
I mean, it's, you know, I think it's fun, but, you know, it's just you're not living the same life your peers are living, you know.
Does that make it weird? I mean, you can't really hang out with them anymore?
You know, no, you can. Like, for a long time, I wasn't really telling my friends how I was doing during poker. And then once I had dropped out of school and was traveling around, you know, it was such a big part of my life that, you know, I had to share it with them, or else we weren't going to be friends anymore, because it was all I did. And now, you know, like towards the end when I was living in Michigan, you know, when I was making, you know, a lot of money, like I was probably the richest person in the town, you know. So like at that point, you know, it got pretty weird, and that's when I decided, you know, I was going to move out here to Vegas and
before you get bludgeoned.
Yeah.
Somebody tries to take all your dough. Now, you said something about going to college and dropping out. Where did you go to school?
I went to college at Michigan State University.
Oh, okay, Sparty. They got smacked up pretty good by Cal in the opener this year. Yeah, go Bears. I don't think you really care about that, do you? So, in any case, that's all Joe and I have to fall back on.
Right.
So you went to Michigan State. How did Mom and Dad deal with, you know, the whole idea of, hey, bye-bye Michigan State, hello poker?
Not happy.
Yeah.
You know, like, and this was before, you know, poker wasn't really as sexy at the time as it is now, you know, and like my dad did not take kindly to the idea, you know, because it sounds crazy, you know, like I'm going to be a professional poker player in the Midwest.
Right.
But I'd kind of decided my second semester of college, I was already, you know, paying for it on my own. I had met all these other guys at the sit and go tournament who they had all dropped out of school and were just like traveling around playing tournaments, you know, balling out of control. And I was like, well, I think I can do this too, you know.
Right.
I'm playing as good as they do, so I went home and dropped all of my classes. And then I actually didn't tell my dad I dropped out of school. I was I stayed in the dorm, and I would just like didn't go to class, and I'd just play poker online like 10 hours a day.
A lot of people do that. They actually drop out and don't tell their parents. I think we've had several
it's not
guests
easy to do, man.
It seems hard. I feel like it would be hard for me, but you guys are, I guess, more creative.
Well, eventually they say something. I mean,
Well, eventually my dad got the phone call from school and was like, Andrew dropped all of his classes. I was actually heading up to the Windsor Casino in Canada to play like their 10-20 no limit game, and my dad showed up at my dorm and he was like, we need to talk.
Oh,
and it was,
that's not fun.
And you've got like a satchel full of cash and like a Poker Stars hoodie on.
Exactly.
That's freaking sick. So obviously did he punch you? What happened?
No.
Did he punch you?
He was just like very upset, you know, and I just tried to tell him that, you know, this is what I wanted to do. I was really good at it, and, you know, if it didn't work, I'd go back to school in a year.
You like slapped a Rounders DVD in his chest and was like, watch this. And bounced. That's pretty spooky.
But, you know, now that I've had success doing it and, you know, I'm not calling up Dad for money or anything, they're supportive now.
Have you ever had a really bad run?
Yeah, actually, like after I had been a pro for like a year and a half, I had played all of the EPTs in Europe, and it was really dumb. We were staying in like 5-star hotels every night, like going out, you know,
shipping
spending
halabalas,
like $1,500 at the club and everything. Yeah. And I went home and I bought like a $60,000 car in cash.
What'd you buy?
Escalade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I paid my taxes, and then like I started losing online, and at that point I had spent so much of my bankroll, and then I was like, what is this losing, you know? Like, what's going on? And that was like my first big downswing, and I was really upset about it, and I like re-enrolled in school because I was like, maybe this isn't for me, you know?
Wow.
And then I went back out here to the World Series, hung out with my friends again, you know, and some of them helped me with some stuff on my game. And then I went back to school, and I started going to classes again. And, you know, I drive to my classes, like in Michigan, it's really cold. I'd drive in my Escalade and just park in like faculty parking spots. And they'd give me $20 tickets every day, but I just didn't care.
I really like that, actually.
But then I started playing 25-50 no limit online after, like, I had been working my way back up.
Yeah.
And then I like crushed 25-50 for like 3 months in a row, and I was like, I can't go to class anymore. I guess couldn't make it.
Now, did you tell your parents that you had re-enrolled and they were all happy?
Yeah, they were all happy. But
that's heart-wrenching, man. That's sick. You put him on the big swing there. Now, you've done some other things with your money, including prop bet, and there's some kind of prop bet or ridiculous something about a bathroom, I hear?
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you off the hook there.
Like, I'll just say as, a young internet player, coming to Vegas, that I was probably a little too naive. Like, I feel like all the online poker players are really trustworthy people, good-hearted. They have a lot of money, and they're like all the young kids. When you come to Vegas, there's a lot of people in Vegas who are going to try to hustle you. And I'm not saying I got hustled with this bet, but just in general, there's a lot of people out there looking for your money.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you got to be really careful who you hang out with,
or not who you hang out with as much, but just who you're going to have financial dealings with. You got to be very careful.
That's like prop bets.
That's very true. Just
any type of gambling or any type of staking deal or financial agreements, loaning people money.
That's something that you learn the hard way when you come into poker. I mean, everybody goes through it. In the early years where they're
I think it's another part of it being tough of having that much money that young.
For sure.
Most people learn those lessons as their money is relatively much smaller, so the lessons are $100 or $200 or $1,000 instead of 10 or 20 or 50,000.
Right. And that's part of the reason. And poker players are also so desensitized to money that lending someone $10,000 doesn't seem like a huge deal to them. And when in reality, they should. Make them sign a contract or something at least instead of just, doing it on a handshake.
So like defaulting on loans or, trying to cheat on a prop bet or all kinds of little things like this, I guess is what you're talking about?
Stuff like that. Like my friend Brian Rast, who has actually been out here a lot longer than me, he's been a high-stakes pro for,
I noticed you were talking with him a lot in between hands.
Like 4 years. He just got scammed on this scam right here at the Bellagio where, a poker player who had been around the Bellagio for years and years told him that, there was this crazy rich businessman here who wanted to, flip coins for money. And he was giving odds. And it was really like a guy who was like a sleight of hand artist. And Brian didn't realize it towards afterwards. But, somehow he was like switching the coin and everything. And they were giving him 2-to-1 on the coin flips. So, he was taking it, and then.
I mean, why would you ever?
That would just set off take another man's bet.
Well, it does set off alarm bells, but then you're playing live poker, and you do run into these guys who are, extremely wealthy businessmen, and they're playing in these big poker games, and they're gambling, they're not playing to win. So when you see people like that, there is people who just like to gamble.
Yeah. They try to make themselves look like a fish and then end up making you look like the fish. Well, good luck to you. Hopefully you can make everyone but Joe look like a fish in tomorrow's action as we play down from 12 to 6 here at the Festa. Gentlemen, I expect both of you at this final table, and I expect you both to give us fireworks.
Beautiful.
Sound like a deal?
I think we would take
it. We already decided we're playing heads up. So.
Nice. All right, make it happen. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back with more PokerRoad Radio.
Dennis Phillips here. While the Poker Players Alliance is hoping to fight for your rights to play poker, many young adults are fighting a much more important battle, a fight to preserve their quality of life as they battle against multiple sclerosis. You can help be a part of this battle by searching Dennis Phillips Poker on eBay and bid on a patch which will be shown on ESPN during the WSOP final table. All proceeds will go to the MS Foundation.
Hey, Internet poker players, how'd you like to shake the rake? All online poker sites charge a large fee to play at their tables, but now the secret on how to get most of it back is out. It's called RakeFreeze.com. Simply visit RakeFreeze.com, sign up for the poker site you want to play at, and get a large percentage of the rake pay returned directly back into your poker account. Plus, you're still eligible for those lucrative sign-up bonuses. Keep more of your money and put a chill on the rake at RakeFreeze.com.
Welcome back for more PokerRoad Radio. How about Andrew Roblecourt? You like him?
Cool kid, yeah. It was the first time I'd ever really talked to him much. He seems like a good kid, had some interesting stories.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I really didn't know a lot about Andrew, but I do know that the laugh is loud.
Yeah,
louder than anything else.
I like that kid. I think he's cool. I've been playing with him tons during this tournament.
You guys been going to war.
We've been playing a lot of pots, man.
Butting heads like goats.
A lot of pots. I thought I had him with the 2 queens that one hand. I had him all but out. But he
runner hearts.
He hit
like
the hearts on
bighorn
me.
sheep.
I was there.
You were there? You
Yeah.
were there? I remember. That was filthy. But it's poker, man. It is
Brad,
what
I
it is.
understand you wanted to give a little shout out to a particular corporation that you're involved with.
Just a little shout out to BigSlickCustomMade.ca, which is I don't quite own the entire show like Joe does here at the PokerRoad Radio, but I do have a small piece. They're up in Canada, and all your support is much appreciated.
Hey, can I get
sold?
Hollywood did not. I see Hollywood got his hoodie. I did not get a hoodie. Can I get a custom hoodie?
I did receive a hoodie.
I will send each of your staff a hoodie.
That says Siebes on the back?
I will send Siebes. Brian Kessler, if you're listening to that, that's for Siebes. The other thing I wanted to talk about, listen, Andrew, good to see you. This laugh, the guy has got a really good heart. I would just wish, let's see, how can I word this appropriately? Andrew, you're good-hearted, but you've looked at the screen far too long. Love you, bye.
What does that even mean?
I'm not sure what it even means.
It means
I love this guy. I love this
it
guy
means
right here.
internet personnel, pros have bad social skills. They sit there, they don't talk to any other humans, but lava life and their pornography girlfriends.
Tell me about it.
And they don't know how to talk to people on the real life outside.
Lava
but
life.
I
love
do
this guy.
love Andrew, good to see you. XOXOXOXXX.
And we love all of you for listening, as well as Brad Booth for coming into the show. Let's skip all the other bullshit. We're long already. On behalf of the whole staff, this is Hollywood saying so long until tomorrow. Peace.
The fucking inmates are running the asylum. Do you understand? No. We're not doing the shirt road. We're not doing it.